Hello, people. Today is the 8th of September 2017, which makes it a Friday. I'm actually recording this early hours of the 9th, purely because I haven't done any recording today. But I want to do this vlog. I want to do this purely because it's important, and I think a lot of people, Lindsay's included, a lot of people are frightened about their children going to school because of bullying and things like that. I understand that it's a scary time for parents. I was bullied when I was in school, purely because I wasn't part of the in crowd. I didn't have like brand name like shoes or clothing or anything like that. And I was small, I was quiet, so I was the one that was bullied at school. Now, doesn't matter where you go, in my experience, from what I've heard and seen myself, it doesn't matter where you go, there's always going to be bullies. And you have schools and even workplaces that are going to have the bullies. Now, I'm not just saying about like your work colleagues, I'm not saying about your classmates or anything like that. Some teachers are bullies. I was bullied by one teacher at school purely because I didn't enjoy the subject that he taught. A friend of mine, Gary, he could vouch for me in this. And we'd always try and find an excuse to get out of the thing, to get out of that subject, that lesson. Yeah, so you're going to get your bullies, and it doesn't have to be your classmates or your teacher or your workmates. It could be, like I said, a teacher. It could be a manager or a supervisor in work, or someone of authority, And the thing is, it does make it hard. It makes it very difficult to enjoy that subject, even to want to do that subject, to the point where you don't want to go to work, you don't want to go to school for that subject. It's hard, but sadly, like I said, we are gonna we are gonna get the bullies. End of story. It's not easy, and it's not an easy subject to talk about either, if I'm honest. But like I said, you're gonna get them whether you like it or not. I wish there was something I could say to the bullies. The only thing I can say to them is, imagine if it was like your child, that's being bullied. Would you want them to go through what would you want them to go through what you're giving out to whoever? Bullying sucks. It really does suck. I was terrified of my bully, my school bully. Really was. The thing was, like, I had more than one bully. Uh, One was how can I put it? He was like the school hard nut. He would, you know, you've got to do this because he told you to do it, you know, and stuff. And it was like, no, that's not right. Um, that was one of my bullies. The other one was a so-called friend of mine, but he was the sort of bully that was fine with you. He was okay with you. Um, and then because of his own insecurities he could never have more than one friend, you know. So if it if he was my friend, he wasn't my mate Gary. He wasn't his friend. And the thing was, it was a case of, because he wasn't friends with Gary, I couldn't be friends with Gary, you know. And if he found out I was friends with Gary, then he would be friends with Gary but fall out with me because I betrayed him and everything else. And yeah, because he was no longer my friend, you know. Gary wasn't allowed to be my friend, and it's a it was a weird situation. I mean, you're talking years ago now. I'm like 40 now, and I was like 11, you know. So you're talking like, yeah, 29 years ago and stuff, you know. But I mean, even to this day, we like, if I see Gary, we do talk about him and everything. I'm not going to mention names, but, or mention his name, shall I say? But yeah, he was manipulative and horrible to the point he would be so, like, it wasn't just name calling, but that was part of it. But the names he would call you was despicable, you know. Um, Such horrible names, and just, oh, horrible. You know, thinking about the names he'd call me and stuff, and I'm not going to repeat them, but they just haunt you to even to this day, you know. And it was things like, it wasn't just the names; it was statements he would make, like, I would never get a job or a partner, never have children, I'd never work, you know, I'd be basically a bum on the dole and stuff like that, you know. Um, so yeah, you're always going to get it, unfortunately. And schools and workplaces have like a, well, around here, I can only say for around here and my own personal experiences and stuff, but schools around here, um, they all have like an anti-bullying policy. Sadly, from what I've heard and seen, they don't necessarily follow it through. And that's a shame, because if you've got these policies set as teachers, as people in authority, then um, they they should lead by example. I'm a believer in that. You know, I try to, with my children, all my kids, I've always tried to lead by example. Silly things like, you know, if you promise to do something, you don't break that promise. That is bond. That is everything, you know, and that's something I try to install in my children. And because I'm the so-called leader, I'm the parent, you know. So if I promise, then it's got to be done. It has to be done, you know. And teachers and workplaces that have these policies in place should follow them policies. You know, it's horrible. It really is horrible. And I hope and pray for Beth's sake that she doesn't have to get bullied. You know, I know that's easy for me to say. It's easy for every parent to say, you know, oh, my child won't get bullied, or you know, I hope my child doesn't get bullied. It's Beth's going into the big world. She's going into school full time. You know, come Wednesday, she'll be in school full time. And Beth is the sort of child that is approachable. Well, no, she's not approachable. Well, yeah, she's approachable. I mean, what I was trying to get at is, or what I'm trying to get at is, Beth will approach everyone. We were in Tesco shopping earlier, and yeah, it's a sweet old lady, I know, but there was this sweet old lady pushing her trolley, doing her shopping. Beth runs up to her, gives her a hug, and she's a total stranger. Do you know? And that's what Beth's like. Beth will approach anyone. We'll take Beth with us to walk Rambo, and it's a case of, you know, she'll see kids in the park, teenagers, 15, 16. Beth's 4. I want to go and play with my friends. And it's like, Beth, they're not your friends. But they are my friends. No, Beth, they're not your friends. They're too old for them to, you know, they're too old for you to be their friend. They don't want to be playing with you or anything. And that's what Beth's like. So she will approach anyone, and I'm scared in a sense. I know Lindsay's scared, but as she gets older, because she approaches everyone, she goes to everyone, she's gonna have the fun or the Mickey taken out of her, you know. And she's gonna be picked on and everything else. And as parents, we can only do so much, you know, especially when they're in school. As parents, it is our job to enforce that anti-bullying procedure that's set by the school, you know. I don't know how to word it. And Beth will be all right. I know she will, because it's a good school. I know it's a good school that she's going to. It is a good school that Beth's going to. Well, it was. I mean, Niall went to the school, but that was years ago. I mean, Niall's like 19 now. He's left school, he's left college. He's left it all. He's now working, so yeah. But it was a good school. There's still some teachers there from when I was there, so I know them, or I know of them more than that. I suppose it's when Beth gets older and starts secondary school, high school, whatever you want to call it, comprehensive community colleges, whatever you want to call it, is then we'll have to watch out, I suppose. I mean, put the shoe on the other foot, it might be Beth that's the bully, you know. I hope to God she isn't, because she's gonna get a lot of grief from me and her mum, I think, if she's that bad. However, I, being the sort of person I am, I can't say Beth won't be a bully. I don't know, do I? That's years down the line. I hope to God she's not a bully, though. The way her personality as she is now, no, I don't think she will be a bully. I just, like I said, I know it's a sensitive subject, and I know Lindsay's frightened of Beth being bullied. I am. I mean, they're counting on my word in a sense of what sort of school it is. You know, Lindsay come down here 3 years ago. Well, she's in her third year now of living in Cornwall. She doesn't know anything about the schools. She doesn't know anything about anything down here, to be honest. Again, you know, there's no disrespect to Lindsay, but as far as Cornwall goes, she doesn't know. I do, because I've lived here all my life. The school we've got for Beth, or yeah, the school that Beth is going to then, is a nice school. I'm fortunate enough to have a dinner lady at the school that can look out for Beth. And I'm hoping she will. I'm sure she will, because she's Niall's mum. She's my ex-wife. And I'm hoping I'm not saying she'll be favouriting Beth at all. No, I know Niall's mum will treat Beth the same she'll treat every other child. But because of Beth being that sort of person that runs to everyone, I hope she can keep an eye on her for us. Sorry. Again, a sensitive subject, and I shouldn't be doing that. I should be concentrating on what I'm saying. Bullying happens wherever you go. It's as simple as that. And I'm not going to be, I don't think I'm one of them parents that are, if I get told Beth is a bully, or Niall is a bully, or Naomi's a bully, if I was to be told that, I'm not that sort of parent that's, oh no, my child wouldn't do anything like that, It's like, okay, where's your evidence that it's Beth or Niall or Naomi or whoever, Where's the proof that, I'm not just going to go by hearsay. I'm not just going to go by, a friend of a friend of a friend told me about done this. That don't work, I need, not proof as such. I don't want video evidence or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? But I need to catch. If someone was to say that, I would probably, well, I don't know what I'd do. But I would probably hang about a bit to see if I could see Beth, being the bully. Ooh, pardon me. And if Beth is the bully, then she's going to be told off, punished. Hope it doesn't come to that. Really don't want it to come to that. If Beth is bullied, I would go to the bully, the parent of the bully. I would enforce the school to investigate if they've got a anti-bullying procedure and ensure they follow that procedure. Go into the parent of the bully. If Beth is bullied, I'm not the sort of person that's, oh, Tom over there is being bullied, you know, and somebody tells me Tom's being bullied. I don't know myself. I wouldn't then go to the parent, oh, so and so told me that your Tom's a bully. That don't work, you know, because I wouldn't appreciate that. So I can't tell them, you know. I can only advise them to follow the anti-school or the school anti-bullying procedure, or, you know, and get it investigated. It's if Beth's I will do my hardest to make sure Beth isn't a bully. She's a lovable girl at the moment, and yeah, she's a lovable girl, and like I said, she'll approach anyone and give them hugs and cuddles and stuff. If she turns into a bully, no, I'm not going to be happy, of course not. And like I said, she will be told off for being the bully, you know. I'm not saying extreme measures like, you know, shave your head or whatever. Or we don't know. I mean, who knows what's going to happen a few years down the line. We don't know, do we? I can only hope and pray she doesn't become a bully. And I can only hope and pray at this moment, because I don't know who's in her class or who she's going to grow up with, or anything like that. I don't know. But I can only hope and pray she doesn't get bullied. It's horrible. And it's just horrible. I know from, like I said, from my experiences. As a kid in primary school, I loved school. I really did. And then I got bullied. I got picked on at primary school, you know, but from what I can remember. But I was young, I was innocent, you know. I'd say stupid things. And, you know, I'd get bullied, but I still enjoyed school in primary school, you know. It was secondary school, comprehensive, whatever you want to call it. That's when I hated school. And you find an excuse to not go in. Like I said, it was also teachers that would pick on us as well. Well, no, it wasn't always teachers. It wasn't just the pupils. It was teachers as well. And that made it worse. That really did make it worse. It was horrible. You've got to grin and bear it, because the teachers are in authority. You know, they're the teachers. They're in authority. And sadly, that does make it worse. For me, it made it worse, because I didn't want to go to that school. And it's understandable why people, well, why they take their own lives, and yeah, I, yeah. Anyway, this video's gone on long enough, I think. I hope and pray that, like I said, Beth doesn't get bullied. I hope and pray Beth doesn't become a bully either. Stand up for your rights by all means, but don't enforce them on people. We'll see anyway. Sorry it's such a depressing message. But, like I said, I know Lindsay's worried about bullies in school and stuff. And Lindsay, I can only promise you that while Beth's in the school, both you and I will do our utmost to make sure the school has an anti-bullying procedure. We'll do our utmost to make sure they follow that procedure. Do our best to try and make sure it doesn't happen. That's all we can do, I'm afraid. I can't promise, Lindsay, that nothing bad is going to happen to Beth, because I don't know, do I? I don't, like I said, I don't know who's in Beth's class or anything like that. All I can do is say to you, I will, as a step parent, all I can do is protect her as best as I can, just like I would protect Marilyn, just like I would protect Naomi and Niall. Niall's 19 now, Naomi's 18, and I'll still protect them with my life if I can. They're my children. Don't stop being a parent when the child turns 18. So you have my word. If we find out that bullying is occurring in the school, then we will speak to someone. We will fully enforce it. Any anti-bullying program they have in the school, we will make sure the school enforces it. We enforce it onto the school. I mean, it's not just to protect Beth, is it? It's to protect every child that's in that school, even to the point of it may protect teachers, parents, everyone. Like I said, sorry it's a upsetting sort of video tonight. Yeah. As far as today goes, we didn't do much. And I wanted to save it to discuss this. Thank you so much for watching. Do take care. All being well, we'll speak to you tomorrow. Good night. God bless.